Hello and welcome back to Remember the Flowers. We'll be continuing where we left off, which, if you recall, is after having that little heart-to-heart conversation with Axel in which he reveals his troubled past of a gang leader and, meeting Xavier. We got to see Xavier, and we also got to see the new sprite update for Lance here, as well as, I forgot to mention in the previous video, Reggie, the guy who was murdered or killed. We don't know yet. We don't have all the information yet. But yeah, we got to see how he looked, and it's, a deer, apparently. So yeah. Also, there was a line there that I was trying to figure out with Orion, which is Axel, referring to Cooper as his boyfriend. So my guess is in the past they were dating, then they stopped dating, then Lance sort of latched on to Reggie, while Axel latched on to Xavier, because Rose is the one that mentions that Cooper was, Lance was hung up on Reggie, I think, and Axel and Xavier were, basically a thing because they moved in together. So yeah. I'm gonna have to confirm or, get some confirmation from Jericho if I can. But yeah, anyways, well, let's continue and, see how this arc ends. When we eventually roll into town, I'm met with an existential dread that I've never felt before. Almost everything is in ruins, vegetation taking over the sidewalks and roads. I can still picture scenes of this town in its heyday, with bustling streets and community. Now, at this point, most of the buildings are showing their age, with many falling into disrepair. It's a small miracle that there are still any buildings left standing. There aren't many windows left in the buildings, and the ones that are still there are absolutely covered in faded graffiti. I guess mass looting makes sense. I stand over a group of makeshift graves. It takes me some time to process it all. There aren't any names or gravestones. I have no idea who these people are. No one has for centuries. At the very least, I can pay my respects, if only to make myself feel just a little bit better. Everything is just about how I would have expected it, or rather, how I should have expected it. It's been 300 years after all. Still, it does make me a little sad to see the town I grew up in falling apart like this. When I glance at Aaron, he looks worried. This was my idea to begin with. I don't want Aaron to think it was a bad one. With no more hesitation, I take my helmet off before getting out of the sidecar. I take a deep breath of crisp, what used to be Vermont air. I'm happy to see that the pine trees are still alive and well. It makes this feel just a little bit like home. Despite how barren everything is, I'm still feeling nostalgic. How are you feeling? It's been so long since I was last here. I wouldn't be surprised if I forgot how to get to my house. Well, we've got a lot of time on our hands to find it. We sure do. I think I've got a better idea. Want to take a trip with me down memory lane? Of course, Cyrus. Lead the way. I try shaking my uneasiness off. Who knows, maybe it'll be fun giving a good friend a tour of the place. After we walk for a couple of blocks, I point to a building at the top of the hill. Even from here, I can see just how dilapidated it really is. That was my old elementary school. It wasn't very big, so it only went up to 5th grade. The middle school was a separate building in the town. Oh wow! Can we go inside? I don't see why not. How come? I've never been in a school before. I'm kind of curious. As good a reason as any. Who knows, maybe we'll find some ghosts. Do you believe in them? If this world has taught me anything, is that nothing is impossible. Well said. It doesn't take long for us to break into the school. The doors have been rusted shut for so long that even I could push them open. I let Aaron lead the way inside, answering any questions he asks. These chairs are really small. This is the kindergarten room. Kids are pretty young when they start. Hard to imagine anyone could fit in them. My hand is bigger than some of these chairs. To be fair, you are a rather large lad. Another fair point. We make our way through the various classrooms. There's a lot of stuff people left behind that piques Aaron's interest. Would it be disrespectful to take anything here? I don't think so. Beats leaving it here for no one to use. I guess you're right. These are crayons, right? Yeah, I bet you might be able to use them. Doubt the markers would work though. Oh! His childlike wonder makes him look right at home here. I look around the room, eventually finding the desk I used to sit at all those years ago. I try my best to sit in it, but it's very apparent that even I'm too big for these. Still, looking at the faded electronic whiteboard from this angle brings back memories. Like Deanna helping me with homework or telling me about a new cartoon she was into. Times really were a lot simpler back then. Huh? What did you say? Aaron is scribbling in a notebook on the teacher's desk, trying his best not to accidentally tear the old paper. Nothing. What you doing? I don't have a lot of pens and pencils that still work, so I'm trying out these crayons. I get up from the tiny desk to watch him. My paws are too big for these things, though. My penmanship is already atrocious as it is. It just takes practice. Keep it up and I'm sure that you'll get the hang of it. Mind showing me how you write? Sure, although it's been a while. I pick out an orange crayon as I try to write my signature. Cyrus G. Cantwell. Oh, wow. You didn't even hesitate. Guess the muscle memory is still there. We are in the room where I learned cursive after all. You promised to teach me sometime, remember? Of course. Maybe when we get home. Sounds like a deal. That's a sandwich shop that I used to go to a lot. It eventually became my first summer job. Summer job? Like, only working during the summer? Yeah, back then when you were still in school, you really only had time to work in the summer. Oh, huh. I just figured people did both. That was common too, but I couldn't hack it. I just wanted to help my folks out with the bills when I could, was all. Guess some things never change, huh? And guess not. Glad to know some things have stayed consistent over the years. As I looked around the streets, more and more nostalgia floods in. Most of the unease has long since melted away. Despite how barren everything is, I'm glad we came. I direct us to the road my house was on, letting my memories guide me. We eventually make it to the local park. It was old even when I lived there. It was a little sad that almost everything has either toppled over or has rusted too much to be safe. Even the ropes on the swing seem to have rotted away years ago. What is this place? It's an old park for kids to play in. You've never seen one? Nope. Back in Aquila, the most that we had was the ocean, but the orphanage was too far to walk to it. I see. Well, maybe one day we'll make a park back home. Oh? Do you really want to? I don't know. It just feels like a park is a must for a town to be cozy. Maybe you should take up architecture. I'm sure you have ideas no one would think of. Heh, maybe. After that, I'll start recreating stories that no one's read in centuries for profit. That could be extremely lucrative, now that I think about it. Better let me read them too. You'll be the first I go to when I need an editor. I'd be honored. It took no time at all to find my house once we started walking. I'm not sure how long I've been standing here like this, just staring. If Aaron's been trying to talk to me, I can't hear him. Like the previous buildings in town, there's no windows to be seen. What's most concerning to me is that the front door is nowhere in sight. That feeling of uneasiness washes over me again. The fact that my home has been violated like this for who knows how long is an uncomfortable thought. I don't even think about looking for the time capsule. I just want to see the damage that's been done. There's trash littered about, and glass from the windows all over the floor. The only furniture left in the living room has either been torn to shreds or flipped over. All I can hope for is that the scuffle didn't include my parents. Their room is the next I make my way into. The door was clearly kicked in. I hesitate to explore inside, not wanting to accidentally stumble upon their corpses. Eventually, curiosity gets the better of me. I let out a shuddered breath of relief. There's no one inside. Everything in here is so dusty. I know my mom would throw a fit if she was here. All the drawers are open. I doubt that there's anything sentimental left behind. When I turn to make my way out, I see Aaron standing in the doorframe. He's staring at me with a worried look. I give him a shrug to try to put him at ease. I'm not really in the mood to talk. The kitchen is definitely in the worst shape. That makes sense, I guess. People looking for food would naturally ransack the kitchen. Even the fridge is gone. I don't know what they do with it though. Nothing's in the cupboards anymore. I can still picture the sugary cereal Dad used to get for us when Mom was on business trips. Heading out of the kitchen, my muscle memory kicks in and I try to turn the non-existent lights off. I shake my head and chuckle to myself before walking down the hall to my room. Compared to the rest of the house, it's not nearly as damaged. There's stuff all over the place and my bed is completely overturned, but it's still recognizable. I guess I didn't have much stuff to take after I moved out. As if it was my fault, I try to turn the bed over. After considerable straining, it suddenly moves easily. Aaron lifts it up effortlessly, placing it against the wall. "How's that?" I nod before going to sit on it. A 3-century-old mattress is not as comfortable as I thought it would be. Looking around my decaying room, it still feels just a little bit like home. "Here, wanna sit?" "I appreciate the offer, but I'm not sure that it'll survive with me on it." He instead opted to sit down on the ground and lean back against the bed. "I promise, I'm not trying to bug you by repeating this, but are you okay?" I don't really know, honestly. I glance around my room again. God only knows what's taken place since I've been gone. Part of me knows it's home, but after everything that's happened, it's so foreign to me. It's like I remember everything, but the land itself has left me behind. It's been a long time, hasn't it? I wouldn't be surprised if it's been over 200 years since anyone's poked their head around here. From our records, most people flock together to survive. Lone stragglers didn't make it very far. Nothing wrong with that. Everything people did to survive makes sense. Even if it meant breaking into unsuspecting houses for supplies, I can't blame them. I instinctively lean back on my bed. It's very stiff and terribly uncomfortable. Still, I was hoping I'd be able to bring stuff back with me. "Well, we still have the time capsule to dig up." "Oh, duh. The thing we came here for." "Do you remember where you buried it?" "I think I have a good idea." I'm happy to see that the backyard was left relatively unscathed. There's some toppled furniture and long dead plants, but it's pretty similar to what I remember it as. I remember helping Mom set up a new patio. She said a metal table and chairs would last longer. Guess she wasn't wrong. The vegetation is overgrown, like the rest of the town. Sadly, the big tree that we had died a long time ago. Now it's just a big husk. Sliding my fingers against the dry bark confirms that fact to me. Man, I remember climbing this thing when I was little. Mom would give me a piggyback ride to help me all the way to the top, mainly because Dad was too scared. Now it looks like a sneeze could knock it over. I shake my head. I'm getting distracted again. My gaze falls to the ground at the base of the tree. It should be down here. Do you have a shovel? On it. Aaron takes out his Axiom inventory screen to materialize a shiny shovel. You gotta remind me to stock mine with useful things like that. It is quite handy. Do you want me to dig? I'd like to try for a little while if that's alright. Of course. Here, just be careful. I nod and take the shovel, feeling its weight in my hands. It's heavy enough where I'm definitely going to need both hands to get anywhere. I've never actually done this before. The time capsule should be sturdy, but let's hope I don't break it. Just take it easy. We're on vacation after all. A well-deserved one at that. I take a deep breath and then pierce the ground with force, ready to get started. Well, not erratic, my heavy breathing breaks the silence we found ourselves in. It's only been 10 minutes and I'm already exhausted. Just how far did we bury it? I hear the shovel clink against something metallic and out of place. The fruits of my labor are starting to show themselves. With an excited smile, I plant the shovel down into the dirt and get on my knees. I frantically push away the surrounding dirt with my hands. Eventually, I manage to dig out the centuries-old time capsule. I know it was meant to last a long time, but it's definitely showing its age. Oh, you found it! Aaron gets up from the patio furniture and then comes to inspect it with me. It's no bigger than a shoebox, a rusty shoebox. Wow. A part of me doesn't want to open it just in case the contents didn't survive all this time. I look back at the house and then stand up, deciding to open it at the table. I don't notice Aaron staying behind. I'm enamored by the capsule. It's weird to think that something concrete from my past has survived for this long. I keep staring at it after putting it on the table. Eventually, I place my hands on one of the locks. No more hesitating. It opens just like I remember, reminiscent of a treasure chest. The sound of rusted metal screeching echoes through the air as I open it. I can feel tears well in my eyes. As I breathe in, I instantly flash back to my time in elementary school. Inside, there are 2 letters and 3 stuffed animals I had. Sadly, they didn't last as long as I would have liked them to. Their fur has deteriorated along with feeling absolutely stiff. Nevertheless, the mere sight of them makes me happy. The letters are what leave me confused. One was from me and the other was from my teacher. They are the biggest letdowns that come out of this. The capsule definitely didn't preserve the letters at all. The paper wasn't preserved well, just laying on the bottom of the capsule, not even in an envelope. I can barely read any of the ancient handwriting. Despite my disappointment, something else starts to trouble me. I could have sworn my parents left me one too. Hey Cyrus, did you bury another one? Huh? I almost forgot Aaron was still here. He's holding something I've never seen before. It's a silver box with metal trimming bordering the edges. What's that? I don't know. It was in the hole you dug up. Unlike the time capsule I have, that box looks as if it's brand new. I've never seen that before. It was down here? Yeah, I almost didn't see it at first. He comes to place it on the table. Let's see. There has to be a way to open it. Aaron starts to feel it around just before the capsule suddenly cracks open, causing the tiger to jump. The air starts to hiss out from inside. Unlike my box, which has hinges, the top of this one starts to slide back to reveal the contents. I try to push the top as far back as it can go. Inside it are a few envelopes on top of what looks like wrapped gifts. What the hell? You sure you've never seen this before? Never in my life. It reminds me of a treasure chest Dad used to find when we played games. Just waiting for someone to open it. Just waiting for someone to open it. There's a piece of paper out of place that catches my eye. Picking it up reveals simple instructions. Open us from left to right, Cyrus. I look at Aaron with confusion, but he only shrugs. A part of me wonders if it's a trap laid by Resume, but curiosity gets the better of me. I decide to do as I'm told and then pick up the leftmost package. It's the smallest of the bunch, no bigger than a book. I open the letter attached to the wrapping paper. It's written on very nice stationery. It's from Damien.
Hey, Cyrus. Sorry about my chicken scratch handwriting. Your folks asked me to write a letter to you in case you ever make it out of current. I don't want to waste any paper, and I'm not really sure if I can express myself properly with a pen, so I'll just come right out and say it. I love you, Cyrus. You inspired me to keep going despite it all. Even though the world is ending, I hope you can find happiness. I certainly found mine. Your folks also asked me to find a gift for you. I didn't have much on me, so I went and stole one of my parents' picture frames and replaced it. It isn't much, but I hope you like it. I don't know the details on what's going on, but if you ever leave current, I hope you can live a long and happy life, even when I'm gone. Don't hold yourself back on my account. I'll always love you, no matter what, dead or alive. Stay safe and stay strong, Cyrus. Love, Damien.
My hands are shaking. This is a time capsule from my parents. I hastily grab the small wrapped gift. Tearing the paper makes me freeze and gasp. It's a framed portrait of me, Damien, and Deanna near the end of our last school year together. We're huddled up into a frame. I remember we had to lean down a little so Deanna wouldn't be on top of her tippy toes. I swallowed hard to try to fight back the burning sensation in my eyes. Years later, Damien wanted me to stay strong. I had to at least try for him. I picked up the second package. It's a small box with a letter on top. This one is from Deanna. Yo, Cyrus. You didn't think that you'd get rid of me that easily, did you? I'm going to try my best not to be sappy about this, mainly because I'm still pissed at you and Dad, but still. I trust your parents not to give these to Current, so I'm going to speak as candidly as I can. You're going to go through hell, Cyrus, and that's okay, because I know you're strong than what you want to admit, and you're going to get through this. My dad's filled me in on most of what's going on. I'm not going to tell anyone about it, though. I think your parents figured it out, though, when I asked about making a time capsule for you. I'm not sure how long you're going to live after the apocalypse, but I'm hoping at the very least, you'll make it out in one piece. When you do, try to plant some of these seeds, okay? They're for your favorite flower. Hopefully you didn't forget how to take care of them. I probably won't be there to tutor you. I don't really have much else to say other than to keep going, Cyrus. I hope to see you again soon. Deanna. My heart warms as I clutch my shirt. This is all too much to process. I can't tell if I'm reopening old wounds or just overjoyed to have some level of interaction with them. I look towards Aaron. Even for a white tiger, he looks as pale as a ghost. I shake my head and give him a smile. Sorry for worrying you. I'm fine, really. I gesture him closer to look at everything with me. Look, this is Damien. He had just won the last game of the season and got us together for a group photo. You might not recognize me, but I am on his right. It's been a while since my hair was that short. And that's Deanna. She was my best friend growing up. You look very happy, Cyrus. He says that with a bittersweet tone. I was, and I am. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little emotional. Oh, Cyrus. Aaron carefully reaches his arm around me to pull me close for a side hug. Picture in hand, I reciprocate. I never thought I'd see them again. I resigned myself to that. So, I'm just really, really happy right now. You can cry if you want. I won't judge. I really want to, but I won't. I'm going to try to be strong for Damien. I say that, but I'm definitely not fooling anyone. I opened the small box that Deanna left for me. True to her word, there was a small bag of lotus seeds inside. Not sure if these would last that long in there, but they are seeds for my favorite flower. They kind of look like nuts. I can see that. They're pretty big compared to other seeds, that's for sure. Maybe Vita can help you plant them back home. I'd like that. That leaves one final package. It's bigger than the other two and has some weight to it. I can only imagine who this is from. I bit my lip as I slowly pull the letters out. Of course, they're from Mom and Dad. Hey there, champ. How are you doing? They keeping you well fed in there? They better be, or we're gonna have a problem. Deanna came to both your mother and me about getting ourselves a time capsule for you. She said that she wanted to pitch in as much as she could, but given how pricey it was, she asked for our help. Now, I still don't understand what you got into with your new job. You're an adult now, and get to make your own decisions, but judging by how Deanna was acting when we bought the thing, I can only imagine what's in store for you. If she thinks that you're going to be around long enough to open this here capsule, then I can only assume what you're going to go through. Do you remember when you had the flu when you were 6? We kept you home for a long time. Mom was busy working, so I stayed home to take care of you. She suggested that I try to play some games with you to distract you. I was a bit skeptical at first. You had never shown any interest in them before. Even now, I don't remember the last time that we played together after that. But there was something about that week that left you totally enthralled with what we played. I even got you the newest installment for your birthday that year. While you didn't play it often, you would tell me about it when you did. I appreciate you humoring your old man the way you did, even when you were little. I want you to know how proud both your mother and I are of you, Cyrus. You've grown up to be a kind and thoughtful man. Don't let them break you, Cyrus. You're better than them. Love, Dad. I'm doing my best not to crumble the paper in my hands. I shakily place it on the table. Aaron still has his arm wrapped around my shoulder, and out of instinct I reach up to hold his hand for a moment. We don't say anything, but he holds my hand tight until I'm ready to keep going. I stroke his paw a few times for comfort. He's as warm as ever. I let out a long sniffle as I grab the fourth and final envelope from Mom. Cyrus, I hope this letter finds you well, sweetie. I can't tell you how much we miss you back home. The cats haven't been the same since you left. I think they know somehow. They won't see you for a long time. Don't worry, we'll make sure to take good care of them. You know, I'm not one to beat around the bush, and I'm not going to start now. We've already accepted that we're never going to see each other again, even though your dad doesn't want to admit it. A part of me wishes that I had stopped you from taking the job at Current, but the more I thought about it, the more I'm glad I didn't. They're going to take care of you for as long as they can. It's in their best interest after all. Which means that you're going to live on, even when we won't. That's all I can ask for as a parent. I'm still reeling over the circumstances at hand. Deanna let something slip when it was just the two of us. Even though I don't entirely understand what's going to happen with you, I know you're going to come out better than before. We both know how hard school was for you, through no fault of your own though. I could tell you always tried your best, and when you failed, it really hit your confidence. Even so, you kept on going, and now look at you. You're a doctor now. I will always be proud of you, Cyrus. I hope you know that. You're going to inspire change. Like the night you were named after, you're going to shine brighter than anyone, through thick and thin. Stay strong and shine on, Cyrus. Love, Mom. I'm shaking so hard that I'm struggling to not accidentally crumble the letter up. Aaron starts to rub my back. I can't hold it back anymore. I don't want to. Because I'm not breaking my promise to Damien. I'm not crying because I'm sad. I'm happy. So happy that I had the opportunity to hear from them again. Since I don't have any tissues, I have no choice but to snort loudly to hold it back. Aaron, thank you so much for bringing me here. Aaron doesn't reply. He just keeps rubbing my back as I try to wipe the tears from my face. Oh man, it's been a long time since I've had a cry this ugly. A really, really long time. I haven't even opened the package they left me. I know it's only going to make me turn into a bubbling mess. Aaron, sorry, if you don't mind, could you open the last one for me? I'm a little, Of course, Cyrus. I'd be happy to. I keep wiping my eyes, hiccuping in between sniffles too. Aaron carefully uses a claw to tear the wrapping paper on the box. Opening it reveals something I haven't seen in a long time. It's a book and, some kind of tech. Here, let me show you. Aaron passes me the open box. There are 2 portable consoles inside. I grab one of the old gaming systems. This is old, even for me. It was something my dad had when he was my age. I try to turn it on, but there aren't any batteries inside. Looking inside the box, there is indeed a fresh pack, although it's clear that they didn't survive the hibernation. It looks like all of the batteries have exploded in their packaging. Oh. That's a shame. It would have been nice to play it again. It was a game Dad and I played when I was younger, but I sort of fell out of it as I got older. I'm sure Ring could take a look at it. You know how good he is with technology. That would be nice. Thankfully, he didn't put them in the system. That could have been disastrous. I take the cartridges out of the system and look it over. The sticker has faded, but I can still recognize the logo. The other system seems to be in better shape. It has a rechargeable battery, so I'm assuming it only need a little tune-up. The game Dad named me after is the only one that's still sealed. He must have gotten a new copy. He didn't need to do that. I know how expensive these games were. There are only a few extra cartridges inside the box, right next to the book Mom left me. Oh wow, I bet this was her copy. What is it? I pick it up and feel the familiar worn spine. It's a modern anthology for the legends of King Arthur. Well, I say modern loosely, but you get the idea. It's a rather hefty book. I bet it would take me at least a month to read through everything. When I was little, Mom would read me bits and pieces before bed. She was a history junkie, specifically for fiction. You were named after one of the characters here too, right? Yeah, I don't remember much about him though. Sir Galahad, huh? Gonna do some research on him? I think so, yeah. I'd like to find out more about him at least. Although these old texts are a bit harder to read. English was dumb. Still kind of is. Absolutely. I grab my sleeve to use it to wipe my face one last time. The waterworks have stopped, but I'm still feeling pretty emotional. Phew. Sorry, that came out of nowhere. Wasn't expecting to find something like this. I glide my hand over the quality time capsule. Aaron covers my hand with his own. I know I'm not one to talk, but you don't have to keep apologizing for feeling these things. I'm just glad that you're happy. I am, thank you. I really can't thank you enough for bringing me all the way out here. Your happiness is very much worth it, Cyrus. After I calm down, we make our way back inside my house. Aaron tries using the space left in the kitchen to make dinner. Sitting at the kitchen table after all these years brings out a lot of buried memories. I try to tell Aaron about everything I can think of while we eat. Shortly after dinner, because I am so emotionally spent, Aaron suggests that we hit the hay for the night. I had a strange request, though. I want to try and sleep in my old room one last time. The bed obviously isn't comfortable enough anymore, so we just sleep on the floor together in our sleeping bags. I try to stay up as long as I can, going over more and more happy memories. But eventually, I can't take it anymore and I start to drift off to sleep next to Aaron. You're thinking about doing what? Hey, easy, easy. You don't have to throw dirt at me. I did not tutor you for all those years just for you to end up a dumbass, Cyrus. Why on earth would you want to break up with Damien? You look so happy together. She says as she angrily throws some seeds my way. Some end up in my mouth, causing me to try and spit them out. Let me try to explain myself. It better be good, otherwise, you're going to experience how good I am with a trowel firsthand. I gulp. It's not that I don't want to be with him, Deanna. In fact, it's quite the opposite. I think back to my orange cuddlebug. He's made me the happiest I've ever been. Then why, Cyrus? Why do you want to? Because I don't think that I'm good enough for him. There's a permeating silence only broken by the sound of Deanna digging through her tools. Deanna? Honestly, Cyrus, I know you're smarter than this. Why do you think you're not good enough for him? I mean, just look at me. I don't have anything going on. I'm a struggling med student while he's the star of the basketball team. I'm a mediocre musician with barely any hobbies, not to mention my being asexual only limits what we can do together. I don't think you realize how insulting you are being towards Damien. Huh? Cyrus, why on earth would you think Damien is so shallow as to care about any of that? Actually, you know what? He does care. Because he cares about you, Cyrus, more than you could ever imagine. You're just self-sabotaging, and that's why you're the biggest dumbass in the room right now. But it's true. Of course it is. What of it? You think that you could just conveniently leave out all the good things about yourself to fit this narrative? You're hardworking, you're considerate to a fault, you try to make everyone feel better when they're down. Okay, Deanna, you made your point. You fight for what you believe in, you make sure to call out injustices, you put yourself in harm's way for others. Seriously, Deanna, I think I get it. I'm going to keep going because I don't think you do. I'm no therapist by any means, but I know just how hard you work to try and be useful to other people. And my underqualified ass is here to tell you that you're one of the better people out there, even if you yourself don't think so. I don't really know what to say. I know she's stubborn, and maybe I am too. Even so, I don't think I could just accept her words. I guess Deanna can see me struggling because she sighs loudly. Do you want me to use a metaphor, Cyrus? You don't need to treat me like a child. I'm not. I'm treating you like a human being with empathy. Come here, right now. I grumble as I make my way over. Cyrus, how hard do you think it is to take care of plants? Huh? I mean, it's not easy, but it's not hard. You're really something else. I've never seen someone take care of this many types of plants without issue. You're just saying that. I'm really not. Even at flower shops, I see veterans make simple mistakes with plants. You want to know my theory as to why? Hit me. Because you care, Cyrus. I've seen you stay up late on social media looking for advice on plant care. I mean, for fuck's sake, do you know how hard it is to make an indoor lotus garden? I didn't even know it was possible. I just like them is all. I want to make sure that they're okay. Deanna starts to furiously point at me with both hands. See? You care. Is that such a bad thing? Oh, for the love of Cyrus! You're allowed to be happy. You know that, right? And I don't mean just for a moment or two. You're allowed to be with someone you care about. Believe me, if Damien turned out to be a piece of shit, I would have dropped his ass by now. Deanna sighs again. I wasn't going to tell you this, but I think you need to hear it. Just don't tell Damien. I'm sure he'll understand. He's just a little nervous. Tell me what? You really saved him, Cyrus. When it's just the two of us, you come up all the time. Oftentimes I can just sit back and let him gush about you. Really? Yes, really. He's head over heels for you. You treat him like a person, not the captain of the basketball team, not the breadwinner at home. You treat him like Damian Grayson. I don't think you realize how much that means to him. We both know how shitty his family life is, and you make sure to treat him with the love and respect that he needs and deserves. Do you really think that I'm good enough for him, though? Obviously, I want to say, what the fuck are you talking about? Duh. But that isn't for me to answer. If you really want to find out, you should ask him yourself. But I'll bet you $1,000 that he'll say yes without a doubt. I just don't know. Do you want to give up? No. Then why are you trying to convince yourself about all this made-up bullshit? I don't know. Why? I don't fucking know. Don't ask me. That's something that you need to find out for yourself. We're all fighting for our own happiness, Cyrus. Sometimes it's easier said than done. Tell you what. Here, open your hand. Okay. I do as I'm told. Deanna produces the key from her back pocket and then places it in my hand. Been meaning to give you a copy for a while. Now, is as good a time as any, I'd say. Cyrus, if you're ever feeling doubt about yourself, I want you to come to the greenhouse. Even if it's in the middle of the night, or if you want to skip school, come. Look at all the hard work that you've put in here. This greenhouse is concrete proof of how hardworking and dedicated you are, along with showing just how thoughtful and caring you can be. And for once, you can't talk back to me. I'm just calling it like I see it. Deanna interrupts me by holding my hands with both of hers. So please try to let yourself be happy. You have people who want to help you. Take advantage of that, okay? My lip quivers and my eyes start watering. Deep down, I know she's right. I slowly smile, albeit still teary-eyed. Okay, Deanna, I will. Thank you. I groan as I start to wake up. Without any curtains, what little sunlight is out peeks through the window. Even though it's still early, it's enough to wake me up. Thankfully, I am not as tired as I thought I'd be. I guess I did tucker myself out last night. Something does feel strange, though. What am I sleeping on? It's not a pillow. It's warm and fluffy and... I crack my eyes open to see Aaron right in front of me. He must have brought me in close while we were sleeping, and practically being hugged against him. My hand is resting on his exposed stomach, pressing into his soft fur. I just stare at him for a while as he snores. There's a slight chill in the air. The house is pretty drafty and there's no power for the heat anymore, so it's probably got cold last night. That's just like Aaron worrying about me while we sleep. I give the paw resting on his stomach a small squeeze. I don't want to wake him up. That dream is fresh in my mind. Out of all the memories I've repressed, I can't believe that one stayed dormant as long as it did. I rub Aaron's stomach as he sleeps, like I used to with Damien. Not only because it'd make him happy, but because it'd make me happy too. He starts to purr. That rumbling moves through his throat and chest. It makes me smile. Feeling determined, I slowly try to free myself from the tiger's grasp. I'm only wearing my sweatpants, but that should be enough for a small walk. I'm used to this weather. I have a lot to think about. Sure enough, the sun is still inching over the horizon. I've watched the sun rise more in the couple of months than I did living in the past. It feels warmer than usual. I smile and look around. I look back at my abandoned house. I should be able to take a quick walk without being noticed, right? My walk takes me through my hometown. Unlike yesterday, that nagging feeling of dread has all but washed away. Sure, it's a little depressing to see everything like this, but I feel too good to let that stop me from enjoying myself. Now more than ever, I feel like I have a purpose. I want to help take down Current. No, Resume. I want people like Vita to feel safe enough to walk around without fear of being kidnapped and experimented on. Despite what Silver might say, I think he deserves more in life than just being an assassin. I hope I can help him and Ash find a stable life. Kareen looks like she wants to have a good time. She'd make for an excellent motivational speaker. She seems to be the most content with how things are currently. Even so, I can tell something has been bubbling up under the surface for some time. She's not that slick. While Kanto can be a prick, I can tell that he has good intentions. He genuinely wants Silver to be happy. They've been going through some friction as of late. I'd like to be able to help them work it out if possible. More and more memories of my friends cycle through my mind. The dinners we've had together, the long talks in the middle of therapy, these people are very precious to me. Especially Aaron. Out of everyone, he's definitely hurting the most. Even if he doesn't end up reciprocating my feelings towards him, I want to make sure that I'm there to help him heal. And most of all, I want to get to the bottom of what happened to Xavier. Who knows what they're doing to him, if he's still alive. I know full well what they're capable of. I don't want Aaron to find out that firsthand. He's been protecting me since we met. The least I can do is try to return the favor. I think I'm finally starting to accept how things are. I thought I had before, but I was just coping. I don't want to be bound by my past anymore. I want to learn and grow from it. That includes my dealings with Curran. My burning vengeance from when Darius first locked me away swells up within me. I never want to feel like I did in that containment unit ever again. Not only that, but I know exactly what I want to feel. I want to feel happy. I want to meet new people and try new things. Maybe fall in love again. And to do that, I have to fight for it. Before I knew it, I had already walked a few blocks away from home. The town is completely silent with the occasional breeze flowing through my hair. With a smile, I turn on my heel and walk myself back. By the time I get home, a familiar tiger is pacing around the front yard. Whoops, I guess I scared him a bit. Oh, hey, Aaron. Good morning. Cyrus, there you are! He jogs up to me while still in his PJs, carefully inspecting me over. Uh, sorry about that. I woke up a little while ago and decided to clear my head. Did you sleep well? Aaron lets out a sigh of relief before smiling at me. All things considered, yeah. What about you? Everything okay? Absolutely. Just had some things to think about. Oh, yeah? Anything I can help with? Actually, yes, there is. I clear my throat and look directly into Aaron's eyes, resolute. Aaron, I have a very important request for you. I've never felt so focused in my life. Aaron must feel my determination as he straightens himself up to give me his full attention. All right then. What is it? I want you to get me in contact with Titania. The end of Arc 3. Is that a DS? I think that's a DS. Ooh. That was very hard not to cry reading those letters. Even right now, thinking about it, it's like, no, stop it. No cry. Bad. But yeah. So, you know, I'm probably gonna separate this into two pieces, obviously. So this is the second part. So what did you guys think? Personally, when I first read it, when it came out for Patreon, I was like, oh crap, is he gonna get kidnapped again? Is like Cooper gonna appear again and kidnap, Cyrus, or is it just another resume person? What's going on? But I was happy to see the whole letter situation. All in all, that is a very nice end to the arc, and I am definitely looking forward to the future. And I am worried about Lance, what's going to happen to him and how he's going to basically end up a pawn for Resume. I know that he doesn't want bad stuff to happen to his old teammates because he doesn't hate them. He just is hurt by them. But at the end of the day, he will do what is good for Lance, which is, he's gonna save his own skin. And if that means selling out Aaron and the group, then, that's probably what's gonna happen. What else? I really, really, really hope, because I was talking to I think it was Orion, where I told him like nothing better happen to Silver. He better not get caught or anything, because if he does, I am going to be so upset. Because I like Silver. I want him to still remain. Even though Cyrus referred to Aaron as his, best friend, I'm pretty sure that it's Silver. I mean, you can always have multiple best friends, but still, come on. He better survive. For his little brother's sake. But yeah. I can't wait for the next part. There is actually an interlude, which will be the next video. But you probably won't be seeing that until December, hopefully. We don't know. I haven't seen it personally, but I'm pretty sure it's going to come out for Patreon whenever they release the Patreon update. Which shouldn't be too long now, maybe next week or maybe in a few days. Also, I have a theory about the scar that you see Cooper has and the axiom. I'm just going to leave that there, and hopefully if Orion or Jericho is hearing this right now, they can confirm or deny it for me. You just say yes or no. You don't have to say anything more than that. Anyways, but yeah. God, that was such a good end for this arc. I wonder how much more story is left. I should ask Jericho. Anyways, thank you all for watching / listening. If you would like to play Remember the Flowers yourself, you can find it over on itch, and you can find a direct link to it from the Remember the Flowers Twitter page, which I will link down in the description. And if you want to be like me and support the project, you can subscribe to their Patreon, where you get early access to builds of Remember the Flowers before anyone else. So I get to see the interlude episode, which will be coming up hopefully in a few days, before you guys get to, which you'll probably get to see in December. So yeah, I get to see it now. Yay! Well, not now, but when it comes out. But yeah. Also, Remember the Flowers has merch. They actually have merch, but you do have to jump through some hoops and ladders to be able to order stuff. But it's really nice merch. There are those little acrylic standing thingies. That's like a character. One of them is Cooper, Lance, and the other one is Axel. They also have, I'm trying to remember from the top of my head, little keychains and post-it note, the little post-it thingies. And I think that with these orders, you'll get postcards, which look really, really nice. And so yeah, you just have to make an account with I don't remember, but I'll link it down in the description, and it to the post that details of the instructions on how to do it. So yeah, if you want some Remember the Flowers merch, then go on ahead and buy stuff. But yeah. Anyways, I guess that's it for now, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.